When I was a young man, I lived by myself.
What's good, everybody? I'm TJB and welcome back to my Saturday Specials beat making series. Be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what you think of the beat in the comments. And if you like these videos and the beats I make, all of my music is available on streaming. You can find everything on my website in the description or a pinned comment in the comments. Okay, so today I got two records again. From what I was looking through earlier, I'll be basing most of the beat around this blues record right here. And then this record has some good sound effects on it. I believe this is an old Bossa Nova record too, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna record these into the MPC and see what we can do with combining them together.
When I was a young man, I lived by myself.
Okay, got the samples recorded in. I think I'll be able to use the beginning part of the blues record. And I found a bunch of different percussion hits from the little Bossa Nova record. I'm gonna start by slicing the blues sample, and then we'll get to any percussion after that. We have our loop already right at the beginning.
When I was a young man, I lived by myself. When I was a young man, I lived by myself. When I was a young man, lived by myself.
Okay, got the sample sliced. There's a pretty simple 2-bar loop we can base the beat around of. And then maybe we could be able to loop in some of the vocal sections too, but we'll see. Did a tap tempo earlier while I was listening to the sample. Came out with about 78 BPM. Well, actually it was 77 BPM. I just like to bump up the BPM by 1 because I don't know. Sometimes it helps with looping it so there's no like empty patches in between slices. Maybe fix a few notes. There. Alright, cool. I don't think there's too many effects I want to add to this sample, just maybe a little bit of light reverb. Alright, I like how the reverb turned out. I want to keep it pretty simple with this beat, so I'm just gonna find maybe just a kick and a snare, and that might be it for the drums, and layer in a little bit of the sampled percussion I got from the other record. Layering a couple kicks would be nice. Alright, this would be cool. I think leaving the snares off the 2 and the 4 would be best fitting and kind of match the guitar from the sample. Might want to replace that snare. replace that snare and add another one to layer it with. Let's see if we can add in some of that extra percussion we recorded in from earlier. Shift that down. Then we'll add a delay to the chime. And we'll add a reverb to it. Like this other chime too. I want to pitch it down though. I want to mono this as well. And normalize. I have to filter out a few frequencies here, mainly the low end. Better. So that second chime, add a couple of kill EQs, a chorus, and then a delay. Okay, I like that. Switching between the chimes sounds nice. I think the drums just need a shaker or a hat, then they're pretty much finished. Maybe turn the swing down just a little bit for the shakers. Brought the volume up with the shaker and added a slight compressor to it. Got the shaker recording, I want to mess with the velocity a little bit. Like that, makes it feel a little bit more alive. Alright, I think all that's left is to just try to add a little bit more of those vocal parts of the sample, and we got ourselves a beat.
When I was a young man, I lived by myself.
Alright, just gotta clean up some of those notes after recording it in.
When I was a young man, I lived by myself.
Alright, cool. Then we'll fix some of those imperfections as we get in Ableton. And there's just one more section to record in. It's pretty similar to the first one I just did, but a little bit harsher inflections on his voice. I think these two loops would be good for a hook, or at least to break up some of the regular 2-bar loop we have going from earlier.
When I was a young man, I lived by myself.
Alright, just a few notes to clean up in there.
When I was a young man, I lived by myself.
Then one thing I did for these two loop sections was I left out the chimes. I think leaving them out brings a little bit more attention to the sample rather than on the percussion. And there I think we have a beat. A little bit different than what I usually do. I like how this one turned out. Pretty simple, didn't go overboard with anything. Sounds pretty good. So I guess in review, it just took a couple different loops from a blues sample, made those loops into 3 different sections, and then added some really simple programmed drums, and then I recorded in a couple sound effects from another record that I showed earlier. Would have been on the 1 of every 2 bars. I think it sounded pretty good. Just gotta throw this in Ableton now, get it arranged, and clean up some of the extra imperfections that are in the little hook sections, but that won't be too bad. But anyways, if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what you think of the beat in the comments. Again, if you like these beats and the videos I make, all of my music is available on streaming. You'll be able to find a link to my website in the description and also a link in the comments. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one.